Hi, I'm me, and I'm sculpting a little man. Really having trouble with the box, I guess. Gotta wet your hands so the clay doesn't completely stick to them. It's nasty little earth and stuff. Wedging. Really regret that I couldn't keep the noise clip for this, but it's satisfying. A nice lot of slapping, squelching, and such. Roll it into a ball. Even out all those bad little edges. Wet it down with some water so it doesn't dry out. You know, just nice little things to do to keep it maneuverable. Gotta find an angle at which to start sculpting. I didn't really know what I was doing when I sat down to do this. So, gotta make a nice little oval or circle for the head. Ooh, no. Ooh, what's that? Yeah, that's the spot. Stretching. Just gotta pull the mouth out. Beat him up a little bit. And we have a bill of some sort. Gotta make little eye sockets, just really dig your fingers in there. Best way to do it. Looks so angry without his eyes. Make a little nose for him. He's gotta breathe somehow, you know? It's very sticky clay, and I'm very bad about cleaning my tools. Don't really know what I was doing right there. I think I was trying to smooth it out. Smoothing and just kind of manually editing all of them. Trying to even out his face because I think I was under the impression of a duck or a goose at this point, and Snaggletooth Goose, poor little guy, wouldn't have been ideal for the kind of character I was going for. Gotta make him eyeballs. You can't, I mean, you can just carve it out, but this is more fun. Fit like a glove. Gotta finish the eye sockets so he looks forward like a little man instead of a goose. Looks very angry. Just yoink those right back out of his face. Time to scratch and score the inside of his eye socket. That would be very unpleasant if he wasn't made of clay. That was stupid. Add some water, make it all gluey. Scratch and score the eyeball so that it, you know, stays in. My first clay guy, his eyes fell out like 6 times because I didn't really know how to do that. It was annoying. Fits like a glove. Really just kind of tap it in there, kind of empty the water out. There, first eye. He can see now. Time to do it again. Stab it a whole lot. Makes it easy to work with. Scratch and score his eye socket again because you want to have nice little symmetry on him to a degree. Add your water, then add your water to the eyeball and just mash it right on in there. It'll fit. Flatten the eyes just a little bit. Kind of on accident, kind of on purpose. Little nod there, he's cute. Time to give him lips. You know, ducks have lips. I don't know why I did this, but I decided to start trying to clean my tool off while in the middle of working on a project. That was not a smart idea. It made my life a lot harder than it had to be for this specific thing. It's fine, though. I mean, I have a clean-ish tool now. To get paper towels from my desk above me. Smoothing out some stuff with some extra water on my hands, you know. Making do. Putting in a line for the base lips to follow around. Easier to follow with another tool or your fingers later. Wow, yeah, some rolling to give him some lips other than just like sticking it in and trying to push it to the side. Rolling it lets a lot more happen and has less error in my experience. See, now he's got little lips. He's looking more like a duck every second. Yeah. Real bony eye sockets. But hey, sometimes it's like that. Rounding out the head a little bit because I've been mashing it as I do it. Add a thumb hole. Just jam your thumb up in its head because sometimes it helps to have that. Also makes it fun for when he's dry. It makes it easier to prop the head on something or to make a bust body for it later on. Adding my initials and the date or year. You really had to go over that 20 again because it was not deep enough, and if it's not deep enough when you're trying to write something in clay, it will just kind of not work when it's dry. It gets really hard to read. Adding pupils, just one layer because I figure if I have to paint him at some point it'd be easier to do the actual like coloring than trying to do all of that on a duck-esque being. I screwed up where he was looking the first time and I didn't like it, so I just rub out the error, making his eye a little bit flatter, measuring out which way he was looking, and that's a lot better. Now he's looking kind of to the side, mostly in the same direction though, which is much better than what it was. Add in eyebrows because everyone's got to have eyebrows. Nope, that's not how you do feathers. That little tool is how you do feathers. Where'd I put it? Oh, right. It was on the table, like 4 feet behind me. Alright, and now I'm just going around, slow, satisfying work. Tamping it with my finger every once in a while. Gotta go between the eyes, you know. It's got feathers everywhere. Second layer on the outside, and yeah, it worked pretty well. Tamping, because you know you don't want his feathers sticking out everywhere. That's fragile and doesn't look great, and that's the kind of character you're going for. Maybe like if I made a grandfather for him. See, that's what the thumb hole is for while working, so you don't completely mangle all your work while you're working. Seen a few different approaches to that, but most of the clay artists I've seen work from like 1 or 2 angles. I haven't seen a lot of bust or like head sculpting artists work in person. I've made a few busts, but yeah, maybe I'll make one of those sometime. I really like watching just the feathers get put onto his head because they look nice. See, I'm pretty sure I actually like inverted how they were supposed to be based on how actual feathers work, but I like them. I didn't tamp. What was I doing? Oh, there it is. Gotta get that swirl going because, you know, he's got a middle part, I guess. Little tuft. And that's done.
Hello? Sorry.
Making head feathers. Gotta flatten that out. Wedging that small piece of clay is a lot more work than you'd expect, but it's fun. Rough estimate sizing because I don't plan any of my clay ahead of time like an absolute buffoon. But it works out in the end usually. Pinching it out. And details with the scratchy tool. That scratch tool hurts a lot to get stabbed by. I've had it in my pocket a few times, and that was a grave mistake on my part. Scratching and scoring, greatly important unless you want him to have a toupee, because it'll fall off. Not because he has a waning hairline by any means. Bend it back just for some detail, because clay hardens but it's not hard yet. And add a second feather because that one by itself just looks kind of lonesome. Much easier details because it's hard to keep that much detail up for that long. Like, it's possible, but this guy's just a little fun guy. Scratch and score. and just slap it on there. Make sure it's there, and then there he is. GREGORUS, that's his name, and he's happy to be here. That's a few days later. Those are all of his angles. Thanks for watching.